We poured more single malt scotch and fed more prime rib to people around Gorbachev around the world over 2 years than you can possibly imagine. And it paid off. Everybody wanted to get the interview with him. Certainly Dan, Peter, and I we thought at the head of the parade. I was working with Gordon Manning, who was this very resourceful man who knew a lot of people in the inner circle with Gorbachev. We had never seen a Soviet or a Russian leader quite like him. He was quite modern in his dress, in his political dialogue, and how he addressed the Russian people. He was cordial. We met in the Kremlin on a Saturday. He was in a very modern suit. He knew all about me, but when we sat down to do the interview, like all the old Russian leaders, he had to take a crack at the United States. He just couldn't help himself.
This year already, I have received about 80,000 letters from Americans. The Americans say now, why can't we be allies? We were allies at one time, why can't we be allies now?
And I think that was for domestic consumption, about how Russia was a superior society and a superior political system.
The Soviet Union is a unique phenomenon. It's a whole conglomeration of over 100 nations and nationalities.
And then we got into the real part of the interview.
I shall be going to Washington with a desire to discuss this problem as well, and I think it's a leading problem. How can we change relations between our peoples for the better?
Gorbachev understood that if Russia were to survive over the long haul, it would have to adapt and change and have a different kind of a relationship with the West especially. Gorbachev was always looking to the future. In Gorbachev's case, however, he stayed a little bit too long and thought he could do it on his own. He became kind of caught up in his own celebrity. That's often the case with historic figures. I think he'll be treated well by history for initiating the change that was required. He hung on a little bit too long to the idea that it could remain a communist state. I think what's going on in Russia right now is that Putin is determined to hang on to the old empire, and it has a lot of parts to it, as you know. We're going to watch this play out, and no one can say for sure how it will end. It's gone from the czars to Marxism to Gorbachev to Putin, and it has that landmass and that critical part of the globe as a kind of launching platform. Putin, I believe, and I've interviewed him twice now, and I think I'm the only one who has done that, in fact, is a man who is determined to restore what he perceives to be Russian greatness. But unfortunately, that's a greatness that is rooted in the past, not in the future.